Thank you. Following up on my colleagues Rija and Peter, you said earlier that the president is doing everything he can on getting humanitarian aid into Gaza. I have to respectfully suggest that that's not true, because it took until 7 aid workers were killed last week for the president to even suggest that he would change U.S. policy and possibly condition defense aid on the humanitarian situation in Israel. So how can you stand there and say the president is doing everything he can, when for weeks and weeks and weeks now, even as NGOs and aid groups warned that famine was imminent, he continued to refuse to pull on that lever and link defense aid to humanitarian aid?
So, first of all, the president has we've done airdrops. We're going to do this peer. We've talked about for the past several months how we need to do more and how we're going to uptake our efforts to get that humanitarian aid into Gaza. We understand what's going on. We understand that the dire needs there are. And so the president we've announced, we're going to do this peer, right? We've done this airdrops. And so we have had the conversation with the prime minister multiple times, with the Israeli government almost every day on what needs to be done. And we've had those conversations with them. And so now we are seeing an uptick. That is important. That is indeed what we want to see. We've also been working on doing this hostage deal. The president has been working around the clock. So I take offense to what you're saying, because it isn't true. The president has been working on this hostage deal for months now. For months now. For months now. And that is a way to make sure that there's a temporary ceasefire that could hopefully lead to something longer, get those hostages home, and get humanitarian aid. And so that is what we have been also focusing on really diligently for the last 20 years.
With all due respect, Karine, with all due respect, my question was on the humanitarian situation in Gaza and the famine, which has been something that aid groups have warned about for weeks.
The hostage deal includes humanitarian aid getting into Gaza. That's what he's been working on, this humanitarian aid to get into Gaza and also get those hostages home.
But why is it? Because it sounds like...
But you're saying that we haven't done anything.
No,
but
you
that's
said
what you're saying.
the president has been doing all he can.
He's been working 24/7 around the clock to
I have
what he
no
can.
doubt. But he has not until recently even suggested that he would condition military aid, which Israel needs, on them allowing food and humanitarian aid into Gaza, which the people of Gaza need. That has been, I hate to use the term, a red line. Every time I or any of my colleagues have asked in this briefing
and you've
about
heard from
it.
the National Security Advisor, I'm not going to get into red lines from here. Here's what I can say. The hostage deal includes getting the humanitarian aid in. We've been working on that. We've been working on getting that hostage deal done. We're going to continue to do that. You've heard us say that we've worked around the clock to get those hostages home, which, by the way, includes American hostages as well, and getting that aid in. We know how dire the situation is in Gaza. We are very aware of that. And we've had conversations almost every day with our counterparts in the Israeli government. We've had conversations, more than a dozen, with the prime minister. And so it is important. It is important to get that aid in. We understand that. We understand that. And we're going to have those conversations every day to make sure that it continues.